Hey guys, welcome to today's video. So I placed a pretty big order for a lot of the new releases. I have some stuff here that I ordered from Sephora. I did place an order with Milk Cosmetics for the new Ultra Matte bronzer and then two of their cream blush lights. I have the new Dr. Jart. This is the new beauty balm that just released. I did pick up the new Sephora Best Skin Ever concealer. I also picked up one of Urban Decay's new lip balms, so I want to try that. I do have two lip products here, but I think we'll probably try this one today. Maybe we'll try both, I don't know yet. But I just want to dive right into it, so we'll just jump in and get started. Okay, I just put my hair back. I thought we'd go through some of the products that I hauled. Some of them are not brand new. I've just been wanting to try them, so I thought we could try them in today's video with some of the newer products that just released. So the first thing that I picked up at Sephora was the Youth to the People Kale and Green Tea Spinach Vitamin Superfood Cleanser. I have been trying new facial cleansers lately, and I think that's attributing to a lot of the breakout that's been happening. And I really want to get back to what I know and trust. And so I have been using this for a while, or I did use this for a while, and it worked really well. I know this is made specifically for people with oily skin, I think is what it says, the skin type it works best for. But I found that it worked really well for my dry skin. It never made me break out. It never caused my skin to be too dry. So I placed an order because I had run out of this and I wanted to get my hands on the big bottle. I don't think I've ever purchased the big bottle before. I've always just had the smaller size. So this is like the refillable one, and I think this retails for $36, but this is just an all-around really good cleanser, works really well for my skin. So I picked that up as a replacement. I also placed an order for Nécessaire. This is the body oil. I have been using, Earth Harbor's body oil. Like during the summer, I'm always wearing shorts here in Florida. So I like to oil my legs a little bit, not just put like a luminizer, but really actually oil them. And I had run out of that. So I placed the order for this. I hear that Nécessaire is a pretty good brand, so I wanted to pick this up. This is the body oil. Plant oil, moisturize, nourish, and restore. So this looked like a good one. It wasn't too expensive. I can't remember how much it was, but I will post it in the comments below. So I thought I would give this a shot. Plus I go through it quite a bit using it on my legs every day. So those two I picked up. Then I also picked up the new, or fairly new, Bobbi Brown. This is the highlighting powder in Peach Glow. I know they just came out with 4 new shades. So I have the Pink Glow one, but I wanted to get my hands on the Peach Glow one because it is my favorite highlighter of all time. So I wanted to get this shade and we could try this on today. They also sent with the purchase this cute like free velour Bobbi Brown makeup bag. So I thought that was nice. I have about 1 million, so I didn't really need it, but it was cool. And then I have the Dr. Jart. This is the BB Premium Beauty Balm. This just released. So I got it either the day or day after that it went up on Sephora. So this is what this packaging looks like. This is very interesting. It looks like a squeezy tube, but this is super hard. There is nothing squeezy about this. So this is what the packaging looks like. I got mine in Fair Light is what it was. I think this only comes in 4 shades and it is a pump. So we're gonna try that today. Then I got the Sephora Best Skin Ever. This comes in 50 shades. Hopefully I got the right one. This one looks maybe a little bit dark for me. This is in the shade 15.5N. And we need it to really work today. Obviously, I'm getting some cystic acne breakouts. It just makes me so sad. But it is what it is. So hopefully that full coverage concealer can cover up some of the stuff that's going on with mama's face today. Next, I picked up one of the Bio Radiant Gel Powder Highlighters from House Labs. This isn't super new, but I have been eyeing this and I've heard good things about it, so I did want to give it a shot. This one is in the shade Sunstone. So I just pulled it out of the box and it had like little black things on it and it smelled like smoke, like fire, smoke. It was really weird. So that's what the packaging looks like. It's iridescent. And this is the shade that I picked up. Hopefully this is good. I don't remember how many shades they had, but I wanted something that was, I don't know, more champagne colored. So I think that's gonna be fun. I also did pick up the Marajuka highlighter from Tarte. This is the Juicy Glow in the shade Topaz Glow. I don't know, maybe we'll try one highlighter on one side and then another on the other side. I have heard good things about this, the kind you click up. So there's the shade. I guess it's probably another champagne shade. So we'll try that one on one side, one on the other side, and I don't know, we'll just play around. I did pick up another palette from Viseart. This is by no means a new release, but this is the Soleil La Plage, or La Play. I'll have to Google that and see how it's pronounced. But here's the packaging. This one just looked really fun for summer, and Viseart was having a sale, so I did pick this up. I think this will be cute. We can play with this as well. Just love Viseart shadows. If you've seen any of my eyeshadow video, collection video, or ranking videos, you know that I really like Viseart, so we'll play with that as well. And then I have 2 cheek products. So I placed an order on Melt's website and I got 2 of their cream blush lights. I don't know how new a release these are, but I'm obsessed with the way these look. So I wanted to try these. Again, I think because I got 2 shades, I'll probably do one on one side and one on the other side. So this one is in the shade Pink Sand. It just looked really, I don't know, mauve-y. And then this one is in the shade Honey Thief. So I really like orange shades, and I thought this would be a really good one for the summer, so we'll try that one as well. And then I have one of their brand new Ultra Matte Bronzers. This one is in the shade Santa Barbara. Basically where I moved from before I moved from Florida. So I am California born and raised, only been here in Florida, I don't know, geez, 2013. So yep, all these shade names were named after places in California. And then here is the bronzer. So I don't know if I picked up the lightest shade. It looks a little bit dark for me, but I thought this was the lightest shade. The shade names, when you were looking on the website, just said the shade names. It wasn't necessarily like they had from light to medium and they didn't tell you which one was which, I think, but this one looks all right. We'll give this one a shot. I'm excited to try all of these. And then when I placed the order, they threw in a free digital dust highlighter. I do have one of their highlighters already. This one actually seemed like a really dark color, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to use it. Yeah, it's really dark. So that is their digital dust highlighter. I don't know, we'll swatch it and see how it looks. It's probably not something that I'm gonna play with. Maybe I'll give it to my sister. And then I have an order for 2 lip products. I think we'll just try both of them on. I don't know if, like, which one I'll stick with, but I don't know. I needed to get my hands on the House Labs. This was the Le Monster Lip Crayon. I really have been eyeing this. I've had this in my loves list in Sephora for a really long time. Well, not really long, but maybe a couple of months. And I hear really good things about it, so I wanted to give it a shot. This looks like a really good color. So that is the shade there. What shade is this? Mauve Matte. Okay, so that looks fun. I want to try that on today. And then the other lip product that I have is the Urban Decay Lip Bond. These have been like in and out of stock since they released. So I only really could get my hand on one shade, I think, which was Pleased. And I'm not sure. I think I ended up having to get this on Ulta and not Sephora. So we will give this one a shot as well. I hope this color is okay. Again, it was like the only one that I could get my hands on, but because they kept going in and out of stock, I was like, well, I'm gonna do it then. The shade better work. And then I picked up some new lashes. These are their Fry Happy. I don't even know that brand, but they looked like a really thin band and they looked like really small lashes. And I need small lashes. I end up having to cut larger lashes so much because my eyes are very small and it's just annoying. It really is. So I got these. These are wispy lashes. I just placed the order with Amazon. So I don't know. We'll try those out today too. And then I've only tried really generic lash glues. So I bought the Kiss Strip Lash Adhesive. It says it's #1 selling. I've seen a lot of people use this one and one other one. I can't remember what it is. So we'll try that too, just for fun. And then finally here, I'm just gonna use the Lancome, the Le 8 Hypnose mascara today. I have tried this a couple of times already, but I haven't used it on camera and it is a pretty new product. So I thought we would use it today as well. I haven't prepped my face at all and I don't have a new primer. So I'm just gonna go in with the Glossier Priming Moisturizer today. I'm just gonna put this all over and then give it a little bit to like settle in. It feels like a moisturizer, but it's more lightweight than like a thick and heavy moisturizer. I think that it works okay. At this point, I've used it about 3 times and it seems to work well. I kind of like primers that are less silicone-y, but more like moisturizing, like a moisturizer, like a lotion that you can use as a primer. Just works well for my dry skin, honestly. All right, so I'm gonna let that sink in while I kind of go over the Dr. Jart. We'll read a little bit about it. Okay, I think it's sunk in a little bit. I did use that one because even though I've only used it 2 or 3 times, every time I've used it with a different foundation because I'm still testing out different ones, and it seems to work every single time. Okay, so the Dr. Jart, this says that it is a great skin day in a tube. This breathable, blendable formula moisturizes, protects, and delivers good coverage with a natural, looks like you finish. So it says, after toning and moisturizing, apply a pea-sized amount and blend into face and neck, and then you can build up coverage. It says it's a multitasker with niacinamide and SPF 40. I am just gonna use a damp sponge here. So I'm gonna apply just a little bit to the back of my hand. It's pretty thick. It's kind of like foundation consistency as opposed to like more of a serum-y skin tint. So I'm gonna put it on the problem side of my face today, and then we'll look at it kind of up close and in contrast with this side that I'm not gonna do. I'm gonna dot it like I normally would everywhere. Maybe this is too dark. Yeah, it has a pretty strong scent. It's not bad. I definitely can smell like the typical sunscreen kind of smell. So I'm just gonna put that much. I'm not gonna put too much. I'm gonna do what it says and build up the coverage. Wow, it already looks like really like illuminating. Can you see that? I mean, obviously the lights in here, they make it look a little bit more glowy than they normally would if you were kind of out in the sun, but it looks really good. Wow, I actually really like that. It is very, very light. I mean, I expected it to be light, but it's very, very light coverage. But it's so beautiful. It just is so beautiful. Like, wow, look how radiant and luminous I look. Hello. All right, so that is that side. Look at this hyperpigmentation. I never had this before. I don't know where this is coming from. As I get older, like my eyes are starting to sink in and then getting this hyperpigmentation. But it's so beautiful. It's just this natural, really light finish. It's just amazing. It feels so good on the skin. So again, nothing on this side, and then this is the finish on that side. So I'm gonna try and build it up. I'm gonna keep working on the left side here and see how it looks if I build it up. I'm just gonna apply it everywhere again. It says it's a buildable formula, so we shall see. We will put this to the test here. I kind of feel like it's not gonna build tremendously well. You're gonna get kind of a really light coverage out of it, a light summery coverage. That's not a thing, I just made that up, summery coverage. But it's so beautiful. I don't have anything else like this. The lightest skin tint that I have that I just tried for the first time is the Glossier Perfecting Skin Tint, and that even provides more coverage than this, but this just has a really, really nice finish. Just like a classy finish. I don't know what classy finish means, but it just looks so beautiful. Okay, so that is 2 pumps. I honestly think it gives a decent amount of coverage. It's not bad. I mean, this was extremely red and irritated before, so it covered up a lot of the redness. You can see my red side of my nose. And over here, it did a pretty good job. Obviously, it's not extremely full amount of coverage, but it did a good job. And the finish is just so beautiful. Like, I don't even want to set it down. Oh, God, it's nice. All right, so I'm gonna do the other side. I love this. I don't think I've been this excited for like a new release skin tint product in like a hot minute. And even then, I usually have to try it a couple times before I'm like, yeah, this is nice. But no, this is right away. Whew, I'm loving this. I just put another dot here, but that was 1 coat or 1 pump on this side of the face. So I'm gonna do the same thing that I did to the other side, which is build it up by putting 2 pumps. So that is 2 pumps on both sides. It's just so beautiful and radiant. Look, it's like not even caking on my nose. It just looks so radiant and healthy. Honestly, I'm really enjoying this. So this is a shame if I have to set this down, but I do think it's a little too radiant not to set it down. I think it might kind of slip around a little bit if I just leave it like that. So, okay, all right, love it. Love it. This is an A+ for me so far. We'll see how it wears. It's pretty late in the day, but I'll get a good, I don't know, 6, 7 hours out of this. I literally cannot stop staring. It just looks so nice, honestly. All right, let's move on. Let's go into the best skin ever from Sephora, the Full Coverage Multi-Use Concealer. So this says it's a natural finish. It's long wear. It has anti-pollution, which I'm assuming has to do with the harmful rays of blue lights when you're looking in screens, things like that. It says 12-hour hydration, retouch and conceal all over face, non-comedogenic, produced with 30% certified recycled content. Okay. So this was pretty inexpensive. It was $15. I'm gonna start with just under the eyes. The shade looks a little yellow, folks, and I hate to screw up the skin tint, but I'm gonna go for it. So I am just gonna do it under the eyes. I should have just done one. I always do this. Okay. So that is it on one side. Obviously I messed up and put a dot on both sides. I put a very small amount and I think it did a pretty good job. I don't know. It doesn't really feel like full coverage just yet, but we'll try and build it up a little bit. I'm just gonna blend it in on this side. I'm gonna just do it on my eye as well. So that's it with 2 dots on both sides. It's so hard to tell if it's the beauty balm that's giving this luminosity or if it's the concealer, because both finishes look exactly the same. Like my under eyes look really radiant and luminous. They don't look any different now that I put the concealer on. So if it is full coverage and it is that luminous, it's pretty nice. It's hard for me to test out a concealer like right away. I don't know if I would necessarily call this full coverage right off the bat. I've had some more that were a little bit more full coverage than this under the eyes, but it did a pretty good job. Now what I want to do is like spot conceal some of my problem areas and see how well that does. Okay, so that is it all blended in. The shade match wasn't fantastic. It definitely, even though this said it was for light with neutral undertones, which is what I am and what I typically buy in concealers, with 50 shades, maybe it would have been better to pick up fair with neutral undertones. I don't know. You never know until you try sometimes. And the shade match is really hard to do online. So I actually think it did a really good job with my problem areas. I didn't put it anywhere else on my nose, just the side here and then up here. I actually think it did a really good job. And it doesn't look like cakey. I just don't love the shade match, honestly. But otherwise it looks pretty good. I'm actually pretty satisfied with this. Well, so we'll see how it wears throughout the day, whether it creases or anything. I mean, you have to pay attention to that when you're working with full coverage concealers because they can be a little bit heavy, but this one doesn't feel like it's gonna crease at all, so we'll definitely see. So I didn't buy any new powders, face powders, so I am just gonna go ahead and set my face. I'm just gonna go ahead and use the Dior Backstage Powder No Powder. It's just a tried and true. There's no foundation this doesn't work with. It does offer a little bit of coverage. I'm gonna try to stay away from taking some of the radiance like off my cheek and the high points of my face and just set down under my eyes and in the center where I tend to like get a lot of slippage, and then just stay away from the cheeks. Plus we're gonna put cream products down and I don't know how pigmented they're gonna be or whether or not I'm gonna wanna set the cream blush lights. So I'm trying to stay away from the high points, but inevitably I'm getting a little bit of it. Oh well. Okay, so that is it set. In person, it is just so beautiful. There's no caking. It just went onto the skin so nicely. I don't know, I love this. I love this. I usually have some issue no matter what it is. It could be a tinted moisturizer, it could be a you know, light to medium coverage foundation, but somehow, some way it'll usually kind of separate around my nose, even if I do a really light layer. This is just not doing that. It's so nice. I just am raving over and over. All right, I'll shut up. Okay, so I think we'll go into bronzer next. So we'll use the Melt Cosmetics, the Ultra Matte Bronzer. This one says it's a buildable ultra matte formula, blends like a cream, effortlessly melts into your skin. No patchiness or harsh lines, get smooth and sunless warmth in 4 luxurious shades. Add warmth by sweeping the bronzer where the sun would naturally graze the face. So here are the 4 shades. So I did get the lightest one. This was the Santa Barbara shade. So I did get the correct one. That is the card that came with it. Okay, so I'm just gonna apply this where I normally would. That's really pigmented. Yeah, it sure is. But it is nice. It is very buttery. Should have swatched this first, but I didn't. So that's it on that side. It is very pigmented. It looks more pigmented in the viewfinder than it actually does in the mirror here in real life. So I'm probably gonna have to like pat this down a little bit, but it is pretty. It's definitely a buttery formula. So it's definitely easy to go a little bit ham with this because it's very pigmented and a little bit goes a long way. I'm gonna try and tap out the lines to make it not look quite as harsh. But I really love this tone. I actually thought it would be a little bit dark, and then when I put it on, it kind of seemed a little bit, it's definitely more warm toned bronzer, but it pulls more red, or at least that's the way it looks to me right now in the mirror. But I like it when it pulls a little bit more red. I don't like it when a bronzer pulls too orange. I actually really like this. I haven't been using a whole lot of powder bronzers over the summer, but this one, it's pigmented, a little bit goes a long way. It went right on. It looks beautiful. I just really like it. I'm also really loving this beauty balm, so that's helping. But yeah, I think that's really nice. So next I want to go into the blush lights from Melts. And this one here was the Honey Thief. This is the more coral shade. So I think I'm just gonna do that on the right side here and see how it looks. I don't care, we need to try both of these. So I'm just gonna go into like a flat kabuki brush from Wet n Wild. I like this for cream blushes because it's just like the perfect shape and it picks it up so nicely and applies it. That's so pigmented, I'm gonna have to blend that out. Oh my gosh, look at that. Gorgeous, gorgeous, hello. So that's super pigmented, but the color is just so beautiful. The finish is beautiful, but I'm gonna have to diffuse some of this out. I did take a little bit off of the brush, and so I cleaned it up a little bit. I'm gonna try and diffuse this a little bit, but it's, you know, it's a blush that I really like because I like a lot of blush. I like my cheeks to really stand out, so it doesn't bother me at all. And it has a really nice like radiant finish. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. There's not a lot of cream blushes that I dislike, except when they're too sticky. They don't dry down and they just remain like tacky all day or kind of slippy off my face. I don't like that. So that just looks gorgeous. Like honestly, I diffused it out a little bit and it's really pretty. It is definitely radiant. So I feel like these are ones that I'm probably gonna grab for pretty often. You know, when makeup is good and you just keep staring at it, it's a fantastic feeling. All right, so next I want to go into this other shade here. This is the mauve shade. This is in Pink Sand. I'm going to use the same brush, but I really wiped this off, so it should be fine. I don't think it'll pick up any of the other color. Well, not too much anyway. And going in. So I don't feel like that was as pigmented as this corally shade here. I think it took me a little bit to build it up, but you can see it definitely has like a radiant finish. I know that the beauty balm is like bleeding through a lot of the products that I'm putting on top of my face, but this still has a definite sheen to it. It's very nice. It doesn't feel heavy. There's a lot of like ones that are like more emollient that are sticky and you can feel that they're sticky, but this doesn't feel like that at all. It's not too sticky. Oh, I just like it. This one's already dried down. Wow, this one already feels very like matte feeling. This one hasn't set in yet, but both of these shades are beautiful. The texture of these is so good. I really like these. So I figured we'd just move on to eyebrows. I don't have a new brow product to try out today, so I'm just gonna use my Trestique. This is the Define Sculpt and Set Brow Pencil in Americano. I really like this one. This is just the pointy, not the pointy tip, but like the triangle tip. I do like this for a quick and easy brow look. So I'm just gonna put this on and then we'll come right back. Okay, so eyebrows are done. Okay, I don't know which side we're gonna do, but we're gonna pick one. We're gonna go into the House Labs, the Bio Radiant Gel. Again, this one was in the shade Sunstone, and I'm just gonna do that here on the left side. And it's more of like a, I don't know, gold champagne-y tone. So I don't know how this is gonna look. I'm just using like a ColourPop highlighter brush. It's a little bit hard to pick up. Yeah, that's really pretty. I have a scar on this side of my face, so I have a huge amount of texture here from the end of the scar where like the stitches were. I had 16 stitches because I was bit by a dog when I was about 4 years old. And so you can really see it when I put highlighter on this side of my face. Like right here, these stitches were pulled and it just, I don't know, it created a really big scar, but it sits perfectly with like the line of my eyes. So it accentuates it a little bit more on the left side. I don't know, maybe not, but it definitely looks like a bag, but it's more of a scar. So it went from here to here, so 16 stitches. But this is a beautiful highlighter. It just melts into the skin. It looks more, I don't know, pigmented when I'm looking at it in the mirror than it does in the viewfinder, but it's just, look at it. It's so beautiful. It really is a good shade too. It's not too gold at all, not too dark for my skin tone. So that was very pretty. I can see why people like rave about this. All right, so we'll go into the Bobbi brown one on the other side. I already know how this performs. I absolutely love this highlighter, but this one is in Peach Glow and I have the Pink Glow. This one's really marbleized, but marbleized to this like white shade or champagne-y shade. Like there's less peach in it than I think my Pink Glow has more pink, but I'm just gonna apply it to this side. So I'm definitely going a little bit ham, but I don't care. But it's just so pretty. Like it's really hard to see, I think, in the viewfinder, so I don't know how it's picking up on camera, but it's so beautiful. It's definitely more pearl than this, as more of like a gold champagne-y shift. But boy, I put a heavy amount on. I'm just loving the cheek products today. I love both of these. This is really nice. It's hard to find a highlighter that doesn't emphasize the scar on this side of my face. So when it doesn't, like it doesn't accentuate the texture or like the bumps in my skin from the stitches, then I'm immediately a fan of the highlighter. And this one, it just melts into the skin. These are both beautiful highlighters. I have one other highlighter from Haus Labs that I got before she reformulated and went into Sephora, and I thought it was really good quality. I can see why people are a fan of this. This one, this Bio Radiant Gel, is better than the other highlighter she had, even though that was a baked formula. This one is great. These are both fantastic products. So next, let's do eyes. I want to use this palette. I want to do a colorful look. I'm just feeling colorful. If it looks like garbage, oh well, who cares? If you saw my video in the new makeup releases and like what's already in my cart video that I posted, this is an It Cosmetics brush from Ulta. This is the number 105. It's a crease brush. I just love these brushes. They are some of my favorite. They're just releasing or releasing again the heart-shaped brush for foundation, but I have the star one from It Cosmetics for Ulta, and I'm really good with that one. I don't use a lot of like foundation brushes. I will just use more of a like damp sponge, and that works for me, but I love these eyeshadow brushes. They're fantastic. So number 105, I'm gonna dip into this shade right here, and I'm just gonna put it all over the lid. Okay, I think that was like a good transition shade. It did provide a little bit of color. I do want to play around with the yellows, the oranges, and the blues just for a fun summer look. So I'm going to grab this one right here, and I'm going to use, I think this is a BK Beauty 201. This is like a flat, like kind of crease brush, and I'm going to go into my crease with this. Okay, so that is it in the crease. It's a nice yellow, bright look. I'm just gonna use this same brush, and I think I'm probably just gonna do a halo eye. If we screw it up, oh well, who cares? So both of those shades were matte. This one right here, this orange one, is a satin shade, and I'm just gonna go in like the inner and outer corner of each eye, and then maybe like pop the blue in the middle, just for fun. Holy smokes. Viseart shadows just blend superiorly. They're fantastic. These satin shades like give me absolutely no trouble whatsoever. They just blend into each other like a little dream, like you're dreaming of the perfect eyeshadow, and Viseart gives it to you. All right, so I'm gonna go into that blue shade. It is a satin, it is a satin shimmer, definitely. I think these are all satin. There's nothing in here that's like super pigmented, that's super shimmery. So I'm just gonna do that in the center of the lid here. So I think that looks really fun and cute. I'm gonna go back into that transition shade here and just kind of blend these colors in together on the upper part of my lid. So I think that is really cute. I mean, the Viseart shadow quality is so good. They're so buttery. They blend into each other so well. I just thought that was a really fun look. The blue wasn't as pigmented as I thought it was gonna be, so I tried to like use my finger a little bit to deepen it up, but I just think it's so cute. I mean, I think it came out like really good, and I like playing with this blue. I think it, even though it's a pop of blue in a pretty neutral palette, I think that it worked really well with the shades that I was using. So I'm happy about that. So I think what we'll do now is go into the mascara. I am sorry we're not going to be able to try like the Tarte Juicy Maracuja Juicy Glow, but I tried those other two highlighters and I definitely love those a little bit more. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply this mascara. So that is it applied to one eye. I like it. It's a really wet formula, which is my preference. I like a more lengthening formula than volumizing, but I think this does a really good job. It's not my favorite Lancome mascara at all. They have some that I really like that I consider kind of my holy grails, but I think it's a decent formula. I feel like it's missing a piece in here, like the inside of this. It didn't come with one of those like little stoppers, and so I get a ton of product that comes off that I have to kind of wipe off a little bit, but it is a pretty wet formula. It is pretty nice. So I'm just gonna go ahead and finish the other eye, and we'll just do the bottom shadow and bottom lashes. So that is one coat on both sides. So I think it's okay. It's hard for me to see what it looks like in the viewfinder, so hopefully you can kind of see this up close. It's probably not my favorite because it's a little bit of a messy formula, and it could just be the packaging. I don't know. But let's go into this palette again, and let's do the lower lash line. I'm gonna take an LBE6. This is a Lunar Beauty brush, and it's just for blending like the lower lash. And I'm gonna take this orange shade down here and just do the outer corner. And then I'm gonna go into this transition shade that I used and use this on the inner part of the lower lash line. So that is the completed eye look. I am gonna put the mascara on the lower lashes. I am a little bit scared to do it simply because this is like so messy. This wand is like, the bristles are really soft. There's a lot of product coming out of this package, and it just looks like super messy. I don't know if you can see that, but it's a mess. So I am gonna put it on the lower lashes and hope for the best here. Yeah, it's just a mess. Like, it fell and it got all over everything. So it did come out a little bit chunky. I'm just gonna do like a light layer because I kind of don't trust this to not transfer. I feel like it definitely is gonna keep transferring. I wouldn't say that that's my favorite formula ever, but whatever. Okay, so next I'm just gonna apply these lashes. These bands look super small and they look delightful. So hopefully it's not too hard for me to apply, but I'm definitely gonna give it a shot here. Okay, so I gave up on the lashes. Just note to myself, the Fry Happy Wispy lashes, they were natural and wispy and they looked beautiful. The band looked really thin, but the band was bent like backwards. So they were like flaring in this direction, but the lashes were going up. It was terrible. So I gave up on those. I think we're gonna go into the final product here, which is the Urban Decay Liquid Lip Color. Like I showed before, it's kind of an orangey brown tone. I'm just gonna go ahead and line my lips. I'm just gonna use this one from Becca. It's the Ultimate Lip Definer in Fearless, but it is a brown tone. Okay, so that is on. I think that's probably gonna be a good lip combo. So this says to shake for 5 seconds, so I'm gonna do that. I have no idea what to expect, and I don't really know what the formula is gonna be like or how it dries down. I just knew that these were new and that I wanted to try them. So I'm just gonna put this all over. Oh, that's really orange. Okay, so that is it applied. It's a pretty color. It's not overly sticky right now, but I'm not sure what to expect on dry down, so we'll see on this one. Okay, so that is the completed look. I think it looks really cute. I liked a lot of these products and I thought we would just talk about them one final time. So I guess we'll start with like the base product. I really liked this. This was really good. It didn't cake up around my nose at all. It laid on the skin nicely. As I'm wearing this a little bit longer, I can feel that it's a balm formula and it's a little bit heavier, but it's still so nice. It's a little tacky, which is okay as long as it doesn't separate and it doesn't appear to be. It's just sitting on my skin very nicely. It does have that luminosity, but as I powdered it, a little bit of it went away and it's just sitting on the skin so beautifully. It's the balm, it's a little bit of a heavier formula, like I can feel it on my face, but I just like the way that it looks so much. It just, I don't know, it looks radiant, it looks beautiful, so I loved that. The concealer here, I thought that it was pretty radiant. I thought it had a decent amount of coverage. I don't dislike it. Usually by now, if a concealer is too full coverage, it will have sunk into my lines under my eyes and will have started like creasing. I'm not finding that with this, so I do like this one so far. I'll have to keep giving it a shot, but I think it's performing really well. So next, these cream blush lights, oh, they're so fantastic. They're great. I really like these shades. I liked the way they look. We'll see how long wearing they are, but they're radiant and beautiful and yes, thank you, ma'am. And then the new Melt, the matte bronzer, ultra matte bronzer, beautiful. Like it meshed in with the blush really nice. It wasn't too deep a shade. I like that it was more of a red undertone. It was just beautiful. I loved it. The House Labs highlighter, I'm looking at it, you know, it's just radiant and gorgeous and beautiful. I love the way that it's sitting on my skin. So that's a huge recommendation. I obviously love the Bobbi Brown, as I said before. This is one of my favorite highlighters of all time. And I think the shade was really nice. It's more, I don't know, champagne or like a white base, a pearl base, than it is more peach that I thought it was going to be, but it is very nice. Both of these highlighters are great. I totally recommend them. I'm sorry that I didn't get to use the Tarte cream highlighter, but I will. The eyeshadow palette from Viseart, the Soleil La Plage. Oh my god, this was so buttery and creamy and I loved the color story. I just thought it was super fun for summer. So that one is a huge recommendation. Yeah, I'm sorry I didn't get to use the House Labs one, but I'll probably use this and the Tarte in like upcoming videos. And then the mascara. So this is a really wet formula, but it was very messy, very, very messy. The stopper is not even here on the inside. I like the wand, but I can already see that it was like flaking on my lower lashes and I didn't like that. So it's transferring. It didn't dry down right away. And so a lot of it was getting on my fingers when I was like trying to apply the lashes. And I don't know, I mean, this just isn't like a #1 for me from Lancome. It's not my favorite mascara. Probably not one that I'm gonna like love to reach for. It was just okay, not that great. The lashes, garbage. Note to self, probably don't buy off-brand lashes from Amazon again, but whatever. The Urban Decay, the liquid lip, it's okay. It's still sticky. I can see that they were trying to make it like semi-glossy, semi-matte formula, but it definitely has a stick to it. It's accentuating my lip lines like in the middle a little bit, but I don't hate it. It's nice. It's even a nice shade, especially for this eye look. And it's not uncomfortable. I just don't know that this is like, I don't know, revolutionary, but it is nice. So that is it for all of the new products that I tried today. I thought this was really fun. I liked a lot of these. So far, because I'm so new to YouTube, I haven't had a sit down and try on makeup with so much success as this group right here. This Dr. Jart, huge thumbs up from me. We'll see how it wears and I'll probably put like an update in the comments. But let me know if you like any of these products, if you've picked any of them up in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. I hope you like this video. I hope you consider subscribing to my new channel. I am hoping that I continue to keep posting on YouTube. It's been really fun. I've had a little bit of break, so I wanted to get into the YouTube space, and so far I'm just loving it. So I hope you stick around. I hope you subscribe. I hope you continue to watch some of my videos, and I'll see you again. Bye.